Hey there once again, folks. Welcome to another Train Sim Classic video. Today we're going to take a look at the incredible looking machine rail Empire State Express 999, or number 999. You can go get this thing right now for $16. That is it. Not only is it the locomotive, but the coaches as well. They went a step farther and included the whole train set, which is pretty incredible. So it is now available. This, of course, it was for the New York Central and Hudson River Railroad. It was essentially a 440 American type, built for the N.Y.C and H.R.R. in about 1893, and this thing cost $13,000 to build. It's hilarious compared to like nowadays. Even keeping some kind of a steam engine together and in some semblance of working order, 13 grand would go like that. Like a fart in a hurricane. It would be gone so quick. So it's kind of funny how much or how little it costs, compared to monies back then. But it was essentially for a high-speed service, which is what it accomplished. And it essentially exceeded 100 mile an hour, which was kind of the standard at the time, or the tip-top of those speeds. And it allegedly, and I say allegedly lightly, it allegedly burst that 100 mile an hour ceiling at 112.5 miles an hour on May 10th, 1893. I could not imagine going almost 120 mile an hour in this thing. That's crazy. But anyway, so it made the news. I mean, back then it was a big deal. It was exhibited at the Chicago World's Fair, I think, twice. It was on postal stamps. It was restored, and essentially, I think it was sent over to some kind of museum over in Chicago to be on display. And I think it still may be there, so that's pretty cool as well. But it was a standard gauge. The driver diameter was 86.5 inches and later 70 inches. So these suckers, the driver wheels, are massive. And typically with old steam engines like this, the bigger they were, the less, we'll say, tractive effort or torque they tended to put down. And it was more about speed, more about high speed. Smaller wheels, you see on old Heislers and things like that, had tremendous pulling power, but they didn't go that fast. So they had massive drivers, which is what this thing was kind of known for. But I think it had an adhesive weight of about 84,000 pounds. The loco itself weighed 124,000 pounds. Now, as far as the boiler pressure, I've seen a couple of things. I've seen between 180 and 190 PSI. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Had 15-inch cylinders, and it was numbered 999, which you see here in its original state. They numbered it 1086 at some point, and then later 1021. And it was finally retired in 1952. I cannot believe they used this thing for that long, but that's pretty cool as well. It essentially pulled about 4 to 5 coaches in the late 19th century. And I'm not totally sure, like the pictures that I've seen online, because it's actually kind of difficult to find a lot of stuff about this locomotive. It is a famous locomotive, don't get me wrong, but it's still kind of hard to find information about it. Pictures I've seen when this thing got its, started cutting its teeth, essentially, I feel like pics I've seen had maybe 2 or 3 coaches. But what I've done here today is put every coach down, aside one, and I'll tell you why in a minute, that you're going to get. So that's the reason for the length of the train here. But the Empire State Express was a train between New York City and Buffalo, New York, which is upstate New York. The service was timetabled until Penn Central, that whole thing, was absorbed into Amtrak and then so on and so forth. Anyway, the train's big brain, designer, creator was a fellow named George H. Daniels, who was basically the general passenger agent early on in the railroad's time, and just concocted the idea of coming up with this thing. And look at it now, or look at it then. The service initially used wooden cars purchased from Wagner Palace Car Co., which later became Pullman. I think a couple of companies were absorbed into Pullman, or they changed their name or something like that. But I think in 1905 they finally upgraded the passenger equipment, including a dining buffet car, sleepers, and a bunch of other things. But anyway, enough blabbing. I'm sorry that was like 2.5 minutes of torture. Let's look at this beaut. My God. Absolutely stunning. So, as with a lot of the machine rail stuff as of late, they get the blueprints and the specs for these locomotives. These things are built to scale, so it's not just kind of, whiffed like some other things you might find on the Steam store, for example. But my God, this thing looks incredible. The stenciling of the Empire State Express, the essential logo of the train service itself. Look how crisp that is. That is a crisp pickle. Goodness gracious. That's gorgeous. The coloring on there looks amazing as well. And that's another thing. It's hard to tell coloring, how this thing looked in its heyday, when it was owning the rails, or so to speak, making the railroad up here its bitch. Pardon my French, but it's kind of hard to tell what it really looked like, because the photos were like sepia, black and white. There was no real color back then. But they did kind of update it and paint it up, touch it up when it got to that museum in Chicago. But, I'm not totally sure that's how it looked. But anyway, in this state, in this form, it looks damn incredible. The N.Y.C and H.R.R. up here as well. I'm sorry, H.R.R. I just say H.R.R. Got the lamps on here, which look very nice. 999 on the back. Oh, the rivets and the bolts. My God. This is detail, man. We don't get a whole lot of this in Train Sim Classic. But it seems to come from the same several devs, and it is very much welcomed. Love seeing this stuff like this. Chains hanging off. Strong chain game. As usual. Machine Rail be bringing that chain game up in here. The wheels look very nice as well. The springs. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. And these wheels. Good Lord. Just massive. They remind me of the old-timey, like, bicycle. Where you'd see, like, a dude sitting on a giant wheel like that, and the trailing wheel would be tiny. The pilot, or the plow, looks very nice as well. A lot of freaking detail on there. How sharp that is. No kind of like weird bleeding effects or anything like that. No muddiness. It just looks incredible. My God. 999 up here as well. That looks good. Their metal texture looks very nice. Just the bare worn metal looks very, very good, as well as that painted wood. That would be wood right there, if I'm not mistaken. Just like on the back, like the I'll call it the bumper. Got your class lights up here, or just the lamps, as they were back in yon days. And then the headlamp as well. That son of a gun looks very good. The color is gorgeous. It's just enough, that you could maybe see it on a dark night from 3 feet away. And that's pretty much all train lights were back then, But it looks very good. That natural amber color, golden, whatever. It looks incredible. It's a nice lantern in there. When you kind of get past the flare, whatchamacallit, it kind of pops out and you can see it a bit better there. But that looks awesome. That headlamp looks pretty sick. Look at the stack as well. Get up top here. Oh yes. Get your face all dirty. Get that bell as well. Bell game always strong with Machine Rail. Again, this thing looks, I feel like a broken record, man, because every time I look at their stuff now, it's just like, this is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome. Thank you. And it is. It very much is. Now, this little doohickey's pretty neat. I'm assuming that's kind of a foot plate, so if you needed to get up there and look in that dome or whatnot or fix something, that's interesting. Looks like it's got some grip on there. I'm assuming that's some kind of foot plate. Yeah, it looks all right. A lot of copper. A lot of copper. Westinghouse Air Brake Company. So they got that stamp on there, which looks very nice as well. Ooh, we've even got some stamping in the wheel, the rim, the diameter. A little leakage going on there. Looks good. Looks good. Man, this thing looks damn good. I can't wait to get in and go, but I want to take a nice, just intricate look here. Now the boiler itself looks very nice. It's got just kind of a bare metallic. It's almost like a blue. But as far as like the texture on the side of it, looks very nice. It's not just flat. You know, there's some depth to it. There's some marking and things of that nature. You got the wooden cab as well. Man, even these brass handles. Look at that. Because this old brass stuff like this would stain very easily. So you got like coal, oil, all kinds of crap on your hands. These dudes are using this, climbing up in and out. It would stain on there. It's a thing. It looks awesome. Very nice. We'll peek inside here in a hot minute. Man, oh man. Back to the tender. Very nice coal texture as well. This thing looks awesome. The roof looks very good. Dented and chipped and all that stuff. You can see the rivets on there as well. Proud rivet counter. Right here, guys. I am a proud rivet counter. And the cars. So we knew this thing was coming, right? And then one day, they were just like, hey, oh, by the way, we're making some sweet-ass cars to go with it. So here. And we were like, yes, thank you. And here they are. And they look incredible. Some OG cars. Now, by this time, I'm assuming these were Pullman. They look very Pullman-ish. The really old cars that this thing pulled before they were Pullman were a lot smaller, if I'm not mistaken. A lot smaller. But these things look very good as well. The wood paneling, the hand leafing and striping and little bits and bobs. Oh, look at that. Look at this stamp right here. The foot plate, New York Central and Hudson River. Good Lord, look at that. That is amazing. Amazing. Saw something down here on the wheels, too. What's that say? Barnum in manufacturing code. So the wheels are stamped as well. That's very nice. The brake shoe action. Be curious to see if those actually move or not. So this right here, this first car is like a what they have listed as a combine. So you could haul mail packages, whatever. And then there were also some coaches here in the back, as you can see. Well, they offer two variants. They've got an open one and a closed one. So you can do open or closed. In the midst of a upstate New York winter, you probably wouldn't have this open, but it looks really cool. Got the padlocks on there, but the Empire State Express looks very good up there, as well as the railroad stenciling. It, of course, is called Combine. That looks very nice as well. Dude, this looks... It's nice to have some old cars like this. Heck yes. Look at all the stuff under here, man. I don't even know where to start. It's just yes. It's just yes. Very good looking trucks, though. Nice looking wheels as well. We'll go on next to the next car. So this is just a straight up coach car, 989. You know, we get up on the top, too. We didn't really look at the top here. Got some weathering all down the thing. Look at that. Just chipping and peeling. You know, sitting in intense sunlight during the summer months and all kinds of weather. And just, you know, trees, branches hanging down, crap, hanging down in tunnels, scratching along this thing. This looks damn good. My God, I don't know if I'm more excited for these cars or the locomotive. So that's $989. This is $992. This is $995. Parlor car. They are named as well to what they are. $997, also a parlor. And $999, parlor car as well. And I think it's the last one here. It's a little bit darker, as you can see. So look at the wood paneling on this. It's almost like a deep rose color, and then this over here is more like a brick. And you can almost see the striations in like the wood, from the trees, which this thing would have been cut out of to make. Just incredible. Aristus Corning. So this is the old school, something you'd see in like an old Western or something with a dude hanging out the back, like a politician or something like that. This end car here, but it's got the plate on the back as well. Just looks very nice. The steps down here look very good as well. A little bit of weathering there. The little tassels up there, or whatever they're called. I don't know the exact precise name. We got the lamps. Just sick, man. This whole train set. I haven't even operated it yet. Just looked at it. $16 for all this. All right. Let's give her a go. Righty right. We are back up at the engine. I do have auto fireman turned on because when it comes to steam operation and train sim, I suck. It's that simple. So, I'll head inside here. You can open the hatch up top with the V key. Oh, even that sound, man. Yeah. You can open the windows and the doors as well. Look at that. Oh, son. The seats, the grit on the floor. Good night. Good night. All right, might need to get the HUD up here. All right, let's go. Woo, that's a nice air brake sound. I don't, not to say they were bad. I don't recall any good air brake sounds like that good in a steam engine they prior made. All right, we'll give her a little juice. That boiler is friggin' huge, man. Throwing in wood here. Or coal. Wood. Idiot. Coal. Got a nice look down there. Firebox. I just said wood. Yep, I did. We'll open that back up. I don't know if there's like a lantern in here or anything. I mean, this thing's pretty old school. I don't think there is. Now, for you hardcore dudes and dudettes that like messing with all the injectors and blowers and all that, you can do that. It's got that modeled in physicized. I'm doing the bare bones version of it with the auto fireman, like I mentioned. So a lot of these knobs and things like that do work. Got this as well. Cylinder cock. It's the C key, of course, and then C to turn it back off. And I'll try and shut up for a moment and just listen to the transition, if you will. I'm going to pull the J-bar down a bit just so I have to use a bit more throttle to burn some steam here. So we'll just have a listen. So there's going to be a transition at some point. There's generally a transition sound. There it goes. About 15 mile an hour. It didn't sound very abrupt. Pretty nice. Give her a little more juice. A little bit more. There should be another transition. So there's like a low speed, medium speed, and a high speed trans. Generally. There we go. That might be the high speed one right there. That was a pretty fluid transition as well. Sounded pretty good. Oh, and the whistle. That sounds good. Now, one of the things about this locomotive, some of you out there may know, I have no clue what this thing's whistle sounded like. That's the kind of stuff that I just think, you know, is really hard to find, even with the world at your fingertips via the interweb. But that's a damn good sounding whistle, and it sounds old. It's something akin to what I think, you know, a whistle would sound like back then. So it does kind of a little quill thing on its own if you hold the spacebar down. But if you don't hold it down, it is very reactive, you know, to your whistle pulls. So you can just bop it real quick. I mean, I'm trying to hit the space bar as quick as I possibly can here. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We'll do a distant whistle pull here. I'll get a good distance away just to see how loud this thing is. You know what? Yeah, we'll get down here on this platform. Watch the train go by. Here we go. Definitely got a different sound. That sounds pretty good. Check the bell out. Actual animation with the ball in there. Doing, you know, doing bell things. All right, we're hauling ass. We're doing almost 60. Give her some more juice. More. 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 That's probably about as safely as much as I can do without bleeding it too much. Yeah, you feel like you're hauling ass. I'll give it that. Ricky Bobby would approve. All right, we're going to see how fast we can go. That's what this thing was for, right? Old school high-speed train. Now, as a lot of us know, there is a limitation within Train Sim Classic with a lot of things. Yet devs to this day, third-party devs still make really incredible products with said limitations and bend certain rules. One of the things that they do note on the page about the 999 is it, I think, is limited to 90 miles per hour. So we'll see. We're doing 78. We do have a bit of a crest here, very slight. Maybe we'll kind of level out here in a moment. But, you know, it feels fairly realistic. Like, it took a moment to get this thing to speed. It took a moment to get this thing moving. But honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to get much faster. You know, unless you're on just a dead straight piece of track. You know, you've got a wind at your back. Maybe with 2 or 3 less coaches on. So we'll go ahead and check the braking here. We'll kill the throttle. It's animated as well. Gonna throw the J-bar forward. Going a bit faster here. That's all right. All right, and we'll go ahead and throw a little air down. So it is a lapping system. This is a hell of a curve right here. All right, so I've got it lapped. See if we can get a better view over here. I don't know how these guys saw these gauges, man. Give her a little bit more. Yeah, you can see the BP needle. We'll lap it again. And I put quite a bit of air, but it's braking fairly well. Give her a little bit more. And lap it. Oh, and the other thing about this locomotive, which I totally glossed over, and I hate that I did, it was unique in the fact that it had the brake shoes on the front wheels, not the driving wheels, the guide wheels. You can see them. Once the train stops, we'll actually take a look. That was unique to this engine as well. Now, I think it's got, it is showing brake pads on the driving wheels as well. But if I'm not mistaken, I feel like this is one of the kind of pioneers of putting brake shoes on the guide wheels. All right, let's go ahead and get in the free cam here. Yeah, so they are clamped on as well. Very nice. All right, and we will release them. That's emergency right there. Oh, I thought they clamped down. Oh, I guess not. Let's check one of the coach braces. I thought they clamped down. They don't. It's not the end of the world unless I'm not doing something right. Yeah, I thought they clamped down. Oh well, not the end of the world. No biggie. But yeah, they got brake shoes on the guiding wheels, which is very interesting on this thing. Let's see what else. You can do some other stuff here. I think you can open the smoke box door like a lot of their other stuff, which is let's see. That's the smoke box filter there. This little doohickey. Hit the Q key. Oh, wait, hold on. Ah, you can actually see it inside. Look at that. Very nice. All right. It sounds good. It sounds good. The run sounds, the brake sounds, the air brake sounds, the whistle, the bell sounds very nice. We'll go ahead and hop in the coaches, I reckon. So we'll get this thing moving again here, and we'll see what they sound like inside. Yeah, those are some nice interior brake sounds. It's got that kind of like unique, almost like rheostatic sound effect to it. All right, so this is... Yeah, so there's the engine right there. This is the first one. This is the combine car here. We'll just slowly start rolling. They went all out, decking the interiors of these things out. I saw their progress on Facebook, which I was watching very closely. Got some axes here just in case you need to take care of some zombies or something. Who knows? These old wooden crates here, which would have been used. They used old wooden crates for just about everything back in the day. These suitcases here. The floor looks very nice. The bars on the windows, you know, post, money, all that good stuff. Oh, map. That's sick. They've actually got an old map. Very nice. I'm trying to listen to the sounds as well, the run sounds. They did note on their website they got custom run sounds as well, if I'm not mistaken, for the cars and the coaches. They got an old hand truck sitting here, or a dolly, as I called them. Look at the roof, man. Look at the just ornateness of this roof. That is cool as hell. And this is the door open variant as well. It might be a hair different with the closed variant. So this is where the like the post and mail and all that stuff, baggage area stops, and where the coach part begins, or the chair car here. And so we'll sloop on into the chair car, and oh my God, man! Dude, the old days, I tell you, they went all out with stuff like this. They spared no expense. You know, this was the lap of luxury. This is how people traveled back then, unless you're on top of a horse, you know. Like, this was it. This was the airlines. And even airlines, by today's standards, you know, suck unless you're paying for, you know, very pricey stuff. But this was like the standard back then. This looks incredible. These little bits over the window here, and the seats, the frame of the seat itself, the wood, the little metal bits of the frame as well for the feet. You put your feet down, person behind you. This looks awesome. This is, it's outside between cars, and it's got the New York Central and Hudson River plate below each one here. Wait a minute. What? They have, wait. Hold on a minute there. Hold up. Hold on a minute. Hold the freak on here. Let's get in the next car. Let's get in the next car here. Okay, let's check these posters out. These cars look incredible, man. I saw a very interesting looking poster back there. Let's see. I'm gonna do the 8 key and fly up here. That is awesome. All right, Machine Rail. I hear you. I see you. That's awesome. That's the old Shawnee Bonbon logo right there. Since, what does this say? Since 1886, Schnauze Powers, a beer where every little detail is important for a good taste. Yeah, I can vibe with that. That's until you're drunk, and then it doesn't really matter as much. But yeah, the first couple. That's cool. I've got an old poster on there. That's cool as well. And then this Brazil logo down here. That's kind of funny because these guys are Brazilian, of course. So I've got a banner poster there as well. And then there was another one over here. Nice cigars. Nice experience with Fumino. Curry and Martins. Fumino, Curry and Martins. Nice cigar band down there. This over here, what does this say? World's Columbian Exposition, Chicago, 1893. Electrical Building, Hall of Mines, Wisconsin State Building. Dude, these guys went all out with these freaking cars. Okay, let's continue. All right, so we saw that one. That's awesome. That's awesome. GG Machine Rail. That humbles me very much. That's cool. These seats do look incredible, though. And the floor, which I noticed in free cam as well, looks very nice. There's carpet going all throughout here. And some more posters. Let's see. So you got multiple views per car. So this one here is the first chair car, so it's front and back. You've got the old stove here, because that's how they heated them back then, with a stove. You're lucky to get a stove, I guess. We'll go another car back. Do front and back. Front and back. We'll go another car back. Pretty much same dealio as far as I can tell. Go another car back. This might be the last coach or chair car. I think it's essentially the same. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any kind of different pattern. I think it's the same. And then this is like the parlor car at the back. And I could literally just sit here and like have no problem not being in the engine in Train Sim and just look out the windows. Get on a nice route. Put on some soft jazz, some new jazz. Maybe get yourself a cigar and a tasty cerveza. This looks good, man. And these, holy crap, these chairs. So those are leather, I'm assuming. Carpeted all throughout. Just extreme luxury. Look at this. That's sick. I am humbled. I am seriously humbled. That is so cool. Excellent quality in reviews. November 1893. Yes, I am that old. I am that old. I certainly feel that old some mornings. Got the matchbook up here. Probably some whiskey with some ice cubes in there. This old lamp, I can't get over that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Got a bottle of something spicy sitting there. Got the cigars over here. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Oh, no, they didn't. They modeled a crapper. Give me a crapper. They modeled a crapper. Train Sim fans rejoice. Someone modeled something with the toilet. or the pizza do. Wow. Look at this sink too, man. Is that marble? That's pretty cool. I don't know. We got Searchlight. They made a shitter. Sorry, a pooper in their locos. I know VRC made some crappers in their locos. Now Machine Rail is on the list of crappers and locos. That's a short list, and that is a very privy list. So that's awesome. Got the blinds pulled down. You definitely don't want somebody spying on you when you're trying to get rid of that Taco Bell you had the night before. God, just the ornateness in these cars, my lord. These look incredible. Absolutely incredible. Oh, and you got a back porch spot as well. That is very cool. Very cool. All right, we'll do some exterior lookage. Got the lamps on back there as well. They sound pretty good. I mean, like Pullmans of this age, there's probably not a whole hell of a lot that you can just go willingly get sounds off of. But they sound pretty good. The brass porch back here as well, or the fence. Damn. Oh, wow, we're not even going that fast. More speed! We'll do like an exterior view here since we did interior a moment ago. This thing is fancy as heck. Wow. This thing is hella cool. I don't know how much more I could say about it. It's a nice little package, and it's 16 bucks. I can't remember the last time I got a Loco pack off of the Steam store that was worth 16 bucks. That was very much likely a lot more than 16 bucks, if you know what I mean. This is the whole kit and caboodle. Locomotive, tender, coaches, different kinds of coaches, and very detailed coaches, very detailed loco. This thing is a very important part of train history as well in North America, and it broke the speed record back then, allegedly. I think it did, you know, but there's always sticklers for everything. But that's about it, guys. I think that's about as much as I could show right now. I kind of just want to go back in that parlor car and just maybe pour me a little gin tonic or something, just hang out. But that's it, guys. Empire State Express 999 from Machine Rail is now available. I will link it below as usual, where you can go and pick this fabulous thing up. But that's it, guys. As usual, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Take care out there. Bye.